that was rattled.
There were times when she was younger where you talk to her and you forget her age. I caught myself sometimes saying, wait a minute, like, why am I talking to you about this? You're a kid. She had that old spirit.
She wasn't anything that the status quo said she had to be. Hadiya wasn't original.
And she loved the underdog. She didn't judge people. She accepted people for who they were.
Her music choices were very different. She liked anything that had a wonderful message.
She listened to classical music at a very young age, like opera and stuff. There was one song I played that she fell in love with, Big Yellow Taxi by the Counting Crows.
Yeah.
When I played that, she thought I was cool. And I thought, like, you like this? And she was like, yeah, play it again. She loved it all.
See, it was important for us to raise our kids as we did. It was important not to babyfy her. One story I'll tell you is it was her bedtime. And I told her to go get ready for bed, however you want. So Hadiya comes down the stairs wearing this full red leather outfit. And I said, are you ready for bed? And she said, yes. And I said, okay. I think there's something really big that happens when you let the kid make a decision. You're supposed to nurture your kids along the way, not just, oh, you're 18, don't make a decision.
Our whole family is pranksters. That's what we do, right?
Yeah.
One time she caught me while I was asleep. Like, she painted my fingernails and my feet.
I remember the first time I heard Hadiya being sarcastic and thinking to myself, yeah, this is my baby.
Yeah, she was. She wanted to go to school early and drink hot cocoa with the teachers when they drink coffee. What kid does that?
Now, I had the fortunate opportunity to talk about death with her, but at the time I thought it was a joke. She said, I want to have a party. I don't want people to sit around and be sad. She was like, I want to be cremated so that you can throw my ashes over Robert Pattinson's grave. I was like, how do you know Robert Pattinson's going to be dead when you die? And she was like, well, you just keep my ashes, and when he dies, you go and spread them then. We had that conversation not 6 months before she passed. I look back at that conversation now, and I'm just like, wow.
Hadiya's friends would tell you, we have to move forward. We have to pursue our education because Hadiya encouraged them to push forward. She had friends who wanted to drop out and were having hard times and weren't accepted by other people, but they could come to her because she was very counseling.
It's nice to see that projected from her onto her friends. I think that the comfort that her friends get continuing in their lives is once you realize a friend has passed, they know that she wanted them to go on, to continue on, to be a part of life, to live on and not be sad.
Hadiya's favorite quote was, when you smile, you tell your brain you're happy.
She was actually doing something for herself, and people need to know that.
She had really great energy, and she was really goofy. Very funny, oh my God.
A lot of kids were really affected by this.
It's not just a story. It's their story now. Trying to wrap their hands around losing someone that they deemed special.
Other people said it was her time to go because she served a purpose on earth, but I don't feel that way. She has served a purpose, but she still should be here.
We would talk in the morning about what we were going to wear that day, and she loved bonfires. She thought they were magical.
I remember that day. We were going to Potbelly on 55th and Lake Park, and we were because our friends were already there. They were like, oh, just come to the park with us because it's really nice outside.
So then we were at the playground, and she and I were singing and talking and about how we wanted, or making all these theoretical plans for our joint Sweet 16 because they were 10 days apart.
And then it started raining really hard, so we ran under the canopy.
And then we were just waiting for the rain to let up because it was such a nice day and nobody had hats or jackets or anything. And then I was checking my phone and I turned and he was pointing the gun at us. So I was like, guys, we gotta go. He already started shooting. People with their whole lives ahead of them getting shot down in the middle of gang violence, and especially when you had nothing to do with it. This happens to be at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Well, hey everyone. Thank you all for coming out to celebrate Hadiya's birthday bonfire.
You know, I said before that they took my angel, but no, they didn't take my angel. They set her free. You know, she touched so many people. She did something to touch each and every one of you. You know, in this journey, you know, me and Cleo, we've taken a stance against gun violence since day one. And Hadiya has been there too. You know, I feel her like here right now. You know, this journey, it hasn't been easy, but you know, it has been necessary.
I want to thank all of Hadiya's friends for their love and support. I want to remind you all that it is so important that you all live the rest of your lives as productive citizens. You are the futures that we have, you know. The pieces of Hadiya that are in you is what we have to look forward to. So keep making us proud. Does any of you want to say anything?
I do. This has been a wake-up call. It's hard knowing that she's not here and she's not coming back. But we gotta take it one day at a time. I mean, I'm never gonna get over this. But Mrs. Pendleton says everything is gonna be alright and that she's in a better place. So we should think that too, you know?
It's so weird that you can talk to someone in the morning and then they're gone. People take life for granted, which really hurts me because you see what happened to her and you see, I guess, life is short. It's cliche, but it's true. Life is really short. And let's not take it for granted.
You know, I think, you know, I'll have this hurt with me my whole life, but one thing I do that helps is to help it go away is giving back to people or helping people. Giving away book bags, you know, getting involved with kids who, you know, are probably hurting, but they were taught not to say anything by their parents about what happens in their house. And these kids are out there and they're living a grown-up life and they're in a child's body. We all have to do what we can.
Now, I want all of you to think about how you can keep Hadiya's spirit alive within you. Find somebody and motivate them to do better. See, she was the type to encourage others. I feel like if people can be bigger than themselves and push outside of what they know, then that's what they can do to keep Hadiya's spirit alive. Hadiya loved parties and bonfires, so this is the perfect way to celebrate her life, which continues on in all of us. Let's not forget that.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Hadiya. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to ya.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.